Attention passionate Philadelphia, EAGLESFANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Philadelphia Eagles' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Philadelphia Eagles fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOURFRINDS and Philadelphia EAGLESFANS. Let's get to the news, all right. Eagles fans, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you is going to get you fired up. The Philadelphia Eagles are once again at the center of NFL discussions, and for good reason. The team has been making some serious moves, and the recent developments in the NFC East suggest that we're looking at a landscape that might be completely reshaped in the coming months. You know how much passion we have for this team, and every year it feels like the stakes get higher, the competition tougher, but our Eagles, they keep flying higher, don't they? And this year, the buzz around the team is even louder than usual. Now, what's really catching everyone's attention is the team's strategic moves in free agency and their plans for the upcoming draft. The Eagles have been heavily linked to key signings and potential trades that could bolster their roster in a way that makes them even more dangerous. We've seen them target versatile players, those who can fit into multiple roles and adapt to different schemes. The philosophy seems clear. Build a team that's not only talented but also flexible enough to adapt to whatever challenges the league throws at them. And let's not forget, the Eagles have been one of the most active teams in the offseason, making bold moves to stay ahead of the competition. Right now, the focus is on some high-profile free agents that the Eagles have been pursuing. They're looking to add depth to their offensive line, which has been a key area of concern in recent seasons, especially in protecting Jalen Hurts, our dynamic quarterback. Hurts has been phenomenal, and his development is central to the team's success. But as you all know, a quarterback is only as good as the protection he gets, and the Eagles are clearly aware of that. They've also shown interest in adding a top-tier wide receiver to complement A.J. Brown, further strengthening their aerial attack. The plan seems to be to create a balanced offense that can beat defenses in multiple ways, whether through the air or on the ground. And speaking of ground game, the Eagles have been exploring options to improve their rushing attack. Miles Sanders, who was an integral part of the team last season, has been a free agent, and there's a lot of speculation about whether he'll return or if the team will look elsewhere. The front office is known for their strategic thinking, and they're probably weighing all options carefully, trying to strike that perfect balance between veteran experience and young talent. They want players who can not only produce on the field, but also bring that winning mentality and leadership to the locker room. But what truly excites us as fans is the overall direction the team seems to be taking. The Eagles have established a culture of resilience, grit, and relentless pursuit of excellence. That's why they've been so successful in recent seasons, reaching the playoffs consistently, even making it to the NFC Championship game last year. And if you look at the roster, you'll see star power mixed with promising young talent. Jalen Hurts is now entering his third season, and the team is investing heavily in his development. The coaching staff, led by head coach Nick Sirianni, has been innovative, pushing the boundaries of what this team can do on offense and defense. Now, let's talk about the defense. The Eagles' defense has been a cornerstone of their success. They've got a solid line, a talented linebacker core, and a secondary that's capable of creating turnovers. They've also been looking into free agents to add depth and experience, especially in the secondary. The team's defensive coordinator has been emphasizing aggressive play and creating turnovers, which has been a hallmark of the Eagles' style. Plus, they've been developing some young players who are expected to take big steps forward this season, and you have to consider the impact of all these moves on the NFC East as a whole. The Dallas Cowboys, the Washington Commanders, and the New York Giants have all been making their own moves, but the Eagles seem to be maintaining that edge, that confidence that they're still the team to beat. The division is getting more competitive, no doubt, but if the Eagles keep this trajectory, they could very well solidify their dominance and aim for back-to-back Super Bowl appearances. That's the ultimate goal, right? To keep the window open, to keep pushing forward, and to keep that Lombardi trophy in Philadelphia. Now, let's take a moment to reflect on what this means historically. The Eagles have a proud history filled with ups and downs, but in recent years, they've built something special. Under the leadership of players like Jalen Hurts, Dallas Goedert, and a solid core of defenders, they're creating a culture of winning. And with the front office making shrewd moves in free agency and the draft, they're showing a clear intent to stay on top of the league's power rankings. This season, everything points to a team that's hungry, motivated, and ready to take that next step. And for fans, that's what we live for, isn't it? That feeling of hope, that belief that this could be the year. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Philadelphia Eagles news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, the schedule is shaping up to be a real test for the Eagles. They'll face some tough opponents early on, which will be a good gauge of their readiness. But if there's one thing we know about this team, it's their resilience. They've shown that they can bounce back from setbacks, learn from mistakes, and come out stronger. And with the offseason moves adding depth and skill to their roster, they're setting themselves up for a deep playoff run. The NFC is stacked, no doubt about it, but the Eagles have the talent, the coaching, and the mentality to go all the way. The question is, can they maintain that consistency and avoid the dreaded injury bug that can derail even the most talented squads? And if you're wondering about some of the key players to watch this season, Jalen Hurts is obviously at the top of the list. His development as a passer and leader has been remarkable, and the team is counting on him to be even more clutch. The offensive line's performance will be crucial, especially with the added protection for Hurts and the running backs. A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, and Dallas Goedert form a formidable core on offense, and if they stay healthy, they could torch defenses all season long. On defense, look out for Jordan Davis, who's been making waves in the interior line, and Darius Slay, who's still one of the best cornerbacks in the league. These players, along with new signings and draft picks, will be essential in the Eagles' quest for excellence. Another aspect to keep an eye on is the team's leadership. The veterans, the coaching staff, and the young stars are all aligned with one goal: winning. They've built a culture that emphasizes hard work, accountability, and a relentless pursuit of greatness. That's why the Eagles have been so successful in recent years. They don't just want to participate, they want to dominate. And with the NFC East getting more competitive, every game will matter even more. Every division rival will be gunning for them, trying to knock them off their perch. But Philadelphia's resilience and strategic approach could very well keep them ahead of the pack. Now let's talk about the fans, because honestly, the energy from the Philadelphia faithful is what fuels this team. The atmosphere in Lincoln Financial Field, especially on game days, is electric. The sea of green, the chants, the passion, it's what makes being an Eagles fan so special. And this season, with everything on the line, that energy will be even more intense. The team feeds off that support, and the fans deserve a winning team that fights tooth and nail every single game. The city of Philadelphia, known for its grit and resilience, is right behind this squad, and that kind of home field advantage can be a game changer. And of course, the story of the Eagles isn't just about winning games, it's about the quest for redemption, legacy, and making history. They've come close before, reaching NFC championship games and even Super Bowls, but that elusive title still lingers just out of reach. The 2017 Super Bowl victory was a defining moment, but since then, fans have been hungry for more. This current roster, with its mix of young talent and experienced veterans, has all the ingredients to write a new chapter. The coaching staff is hungry too, always looking for ways to innovate and adapt to the evolving NFL landscape. Their offensive schemes, defensive strategies, and player development programs are all geared toward that ultimate prize, the Lombardi Trophy. And looking at the bigger picture, the NFL as a whole is more competitive than ever. Teams are investing heavily in their rosters, analytics are playing a bigger role in decision-making, and the level of play continues to rise. That makes every game more challenging, but it also makes victory even sweeter. The Eagles understand this, and their approach has been meticulous. From training camp to OTAs, every detail is scrutinized to give them that edge. The front office's shrewd moves in free agency and the draft show that they're not satisfied with just making the playoffs. They want to dominate and bring a championship back to Philadelphia. You know what's really exciting? The potential for breakout players this season. We've seen glimpses of what players like Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, and other young stars can do, and if they step up, they could be game changers. The depth of this roster is impressive, and that's crucial when you're competing at the highest level. The Eagles have built a team that can withstand injuries, adapt to different game situations, and keep pushing forward. That's the mark of a championship-caliber squad. And as we approach training camp and preseason, anticipation is building. Fans are already speculating about who will emerge as the team's MVP, who will step up in clutch moments, and what surprises the coaching staff might have in store. The offseason has been filled with rumors, signings, and strategic planning, but the real test comes when the games count. Still, if the momentum from the offseason is any indicator, the Eagles are poised for a special season. The passion in Philadelphia is palpable, and every fan is hoping that this will be the year they finally bring home that second Lombardi. In conclusion, Eagles fans, what we're witnessing right now is more than just off-season chatter. It's a team that's hungry, a city that's proud, and a season full of possibilities. The NFC East is no longer a one-horse race. It's a battlefield, and the Eagles are ready to fight for every yard, every point, and every victory. They have the talent, the coaching, and the heart to make a deep playoff run, maybe even another Super Bowl appearance. And whether they get there or not, what's clear is that this team is heading in the right direction, building a legacy that fans can be proud of for generations to come. And now, Philadelphia Eagles fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Philadelphia Eagles. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Philadelphia Eagles news. We're in this together, and I can't wait to see what this season holds for our beloved team. Keep that passion alive, keep supporting, and let's make this year unforgettable. Fly, Eagles, fly.